All right. Um, the Caliban, Destroyer of Worlds. I thought it was a nice little play on this idea that I'm going to talk about right now. Um, what it boils down to is this is a very odd time. I mean, realistically, why have they chosen now to do this thing? Why have they waited until now to pull out of Afghanistan? We could have done this. They could have done this 10 years ago. It would make no difference. They could have done it 5 years ago. They need not even bother doing it. It's the people in power. They don't care about people's lives. They don't care about how much it costs. It doesn't cost them anything. They print the money, so there is no cost to them. So the reason why now has been chosen is to set up a narrative for future events. Let's put it that way. This is what I reckon anyway. This is my hypothesis on the matter. So there's also a reason why a whole bunch of gear has been left behind in Afghanistan. A whole bunch of gear. I mean, if we had a government that was really concerned about saving money, or at least being a little bit frugal, they would have probably brought all that gear back, instead of just leaving it there, helicopters and all the rest of the gear that they've left. I don't know because I don't watch the news. It's just second-hand information that I get, or third-hand information, however you want to look at it. But this is from family members that I talk to. So the idea of leaving all that gear there, I mean, what's the point of that? They'll say, well, it's so they can arm their own forces, and keep, the people that they've trained already can now, control, keep control, so that the old Caliban don't take over. Well, they've already took over by the looks of things, so why would you still leave that stuff there? The mind doesn't boggle, because the mind knows that this is setting up the next part of the story. Right? What it looks like to me is it looks like there is now a bunch of US gear there that could potentially be used by so-called terrorists now, and in one way or another, you've either got the idea of stuff being able to kind of fly under the radar back to the US and cause a problem. I'll just say cause a problem. Or you've got the idea of that stuff flying somewhere else to cause a problem and being identified as US. And then the reaction from that could cause a slightly bigger problem, like, World War III size problems, you know what I mean? So, and the reason why I find this interesting is because some of the stuff that I've referenced up to this point with, things that I've looked at to do with, like, the Hoover Dam destruction and yada, yada, yada. Some of the films that have popped up, like War Games, Doctor Strangelove, what else am I thinking of? Mars Attacks, even. These kind of films here, all the problems, all the fighting starts. Oh, even 99 Red Balloons. All the fighting starts over a false, a mistake that's made in the initial stages of whatever the attack is. There's some kind of mistake there that leads to this kind of Third World War scenario. So I just thought that was interesting that has kind of been almost set up, how that fits in with everywhere else, Russia, China, and North Korea. I don't know. I don't know how anything really is going to play out, but you know, that it's just another like option there on the table for the storyline, you know. Anyway, I just thought that was worth talking about, you know. I mean, people will watch the news and they will say, oh, you know, they get caught up in what's going on, but take a step back and look at the bigger picture. You know what? Yeah, it's, you know, you're kind of looking at like, well, why have they pulled out now? You know, what's the purpose of pulling out right now? No, really, why they've left certain bits and bobs there? You know, what's the narrative gonna be further down the road? Just a hypothesis, but you know, um, most people that watch the news get caught up in the you know, the superficial type stuff without thinking, well, you know, what are they setting up for further down the road? Anyway, interesting. I don't know what else to say really. That was it. I just thought it was, you know, it was worth doing a video on. All right. Hope you're all keeping well and stay safe, and catch you on next one. Cheers. Bye.